Welcome to World Monologue Games 2023 Regional Finals. You're watching Endurance and the region is Australia and Africa. Note that we often have strong language or adult themes here at the game, so if you're sensitive to any particular topic or subject matter, it could be in this show. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button or give us a comment or chat message if you'd like to show some love for the actors. Voting lines will be open for 48 hours at the end of this broadcast, and a link will be posted in the description of this video below. Enjoy the show.
Wakey, wakey, wakey. The sleeping king is finally awake. Welcome to the land of the living. Relax. I said relax! If you are yet to realize, you are in chains, and there is absolutely nothing you can do to free yourself. I made sure of that. Today, you are not in power, my friend. And I know that is going to be a very difficult thing for someone like you to be in this position, feeling so helpless. But don't worry, it will be over soon. Very, very soon, my friend. And listen, when I call you my friend, I do not mean you are my friend. I am also not your friend. I am just being sarcastic. Look at me when I am talking to you. Good. You brought this upon yourself. You did. You orchestrated this very day. In fact, you and I would not be here if you had made a different decision the first day you saw me. So all the pain and suffering you are going through now is all your fault. Now listen to me. One of us here has a question, and the other has an answer. When you look around, it's obvious who is asking and who is answering. So you are going to give me the answers to my questions, and we both go our separate ways. You understand that, right? Very easy. I know this look. I know this look. Even in the thickest of darkness, I can recognize this look. You are thinking I am weird. You are thinking I am weird. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with all of you? You created me, and now you want to point fingers at me for becoming the exact thing you created? You made me this way. You and every other person that makes me feel like I am a nobody, like I am some Roman lunatic, made me this way. You all did. So I'm going to get what I need from you. Now listen. I want to know why you make me feel like I do not deserve to exist. Like I am some piece of nothing. Tell me. Why? What makes me so undesiring? What is wrong with me? Talk to me. I know you have the answers to this question, so please start talking. Look, please, I beg you, okay? I need you to help me to help myself because I am trying here. Yet it's like no matter how hard I try, I'm still so far away from being good enough. I don't know if you understand. It's like this button is stuck. And all I need to do is just press it, and like the golden buzz of America's Got Talent, everybody is just going to like me. You understand, right? Please help me here, please, okay? I need your... No, Charles, no. This is not the time to be weak. This is not the time to be weak. Hey, this is not a negotiation. You have the answers to my questions. So you are going to answer me one way or the other. You decide to make it easy for yourself or not. But if you refuse to answer me, I will make you suffer as only I can. After all, I am the demon that you created. What a surprising turn of events. The prince is here to save the king. We've all seen the Lion King, right? And it's always Mufasa who is there to save Simba from his troubles. But today we have to watch a different scene together. You have no idea what or how I feel. You cannot even imagine if you want to. In fact, even if I burden you with all the delicate intricacies of it, you still cannot fathom. I mean, how could you? Even I sometimes struggle to grasp what has now become my unfortunate reality. Listen, Joseph, not everyone matters to society. When I was coming to this school, I feared I won't fit in. I heard stories, all kinds of tales, very well-spun tales that made me wonder if I will be relevant here in this school. And when I first entered, I was welcomed by my fears when Michael here rejected me as his school son. He saw me for the very first time and looked at me in a way that no human should be looked at. Even when he was to talk to me, he looked away. He did not want to look me in the face. What is wrong with me, Joseph? What the hell is wrong with me? That day he saw me, I could feel it. Everything within him was screaming that I was bad. I mean, how could he tell I was bad even before I could be anything? What sort of condemnation was that? He made me feel so worthless. He made me feel like I am nothing. No, I will say that. I will. Just look at you. I walked into this school days before you did. Michael here saw me first. In fact, he saw me days before he saw you. And what happened? The same Michael that was disgusted by my very being was fascinated by yours. He rejected me and accepted you. He took you in as his school son. He cares for you. He adores you. He treats you like a prince. I have nobody. Don't you think that should make me feel sad? Of course it should. It should make me feel sad. But guess what? I am not sad. No, I'm not sad. Because I am used to rejections. I have never mattered from childhood. I have always been pushed over, shoved down and tossed aside. But no more. I am going to make my life mean something to everyone in this school. You two will not understand, but don't worry. I assure you, one day my name too will be revered in this school. I will leave behind a legacy that will not go out with me when my years of study are over. Generations of students who are yet to come will hear and sing my name. As long as the four walls of this school stand, my name shall stand taller. I swear, I will go down in the annals of this school's history as the greatest ever to have walked the soils of this school. You laugh. You laugh at me even while you are still in chains. Joseph, you understand my point, right? This is exactly my point. I have never been taken seriously. Leave. Now back to you. I said leave! You.
You are not going to believe this, right? So I go to this job interview, right? Job interview. And I I bring all my stuff, I bring my laptop, my all my paperwork, and I'm all dressed up, I've got makeup on, and then, I've got to park my car and I've got to walk 10 minutes, to get there, and the whole shebang. Anyway, so I get there and this guy is asking me all these questions, right? He's like, what kind of experience do you have in this position? I'm like, what? Excuse me? What is this? Is this... I thought this was an accounting firm. And then he's being all creepy and weird and vague, right? And he's like, well, I just need to know your experience in these positions. And I'm like, you've got my CV though, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this. I can't do this job. It's not me, it's you. You're creepy and you're asking me like inappropriate questions about my experience with these positions. And I mean, I have some experience and I don't know what to say. I mean, isn't it illegal to be asked about your experience in different positions? Right? Isn't it? And then I'm like, I was like, I have to leave. And then he's like, oh, all right. Why don't you tell me about how well known you are in these positions? I'm like, how well known I am in these positions? What does that even mean? I mean, I was like, okay, well, I don't like have 1 million followers on Instagram. Like, who does, right? I mean, everyone's obsessed with social media like it's the future, but we all know it's going to die in the arse like any second now. So yeah, I don't have that many followers. But what I do have is like 500 friends on Facebook, right? And then people know me. They know who I am, and you implying that I'm not well known is just rude and judgy. I mean, I felt so judged, right? I mean, what a bitch. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, 500 friends. And you know what? Those are real people, people I've met, I've worked with, family, friends. And there's like 100 of us in a group from high school, and we like catch up and have, reunions. So like, that's like, and if you think of 6 degrees of separation, right? And just, and how many people would, know me just there, like that's a lot of people. That's real people. That's not like random followers on freaking Instagram, internet, you know what I mean? And like, I am well known, and you know what? I have life experience. I mean, I don't know if that's the type of experience you're after, but I have life experience, and I've travelled. I've been like all over the world. Well, Europe. Well, one country in Europe when I was like 10. But you know what? I meant to go to Europe. I've been to London, and I've been to like all 52. Is it 52? Is it 52 states in America? Well, I've been to nearly all of them, and Hawaii. So yeah, I've been around. Well, not around. No, not like that. Not around. Not like. Thank you. So I talked about my experience and how well known I was in my positions, and oh my god, it was just so awkward. And then in the end, he's like, I just don't know if you're right for this position. And I'm like, oh, no. I already said I'm not taking this position. But you know what? I think you need some help with your social skills. And you know what? I know someone that I could recommend to you, a friend of mine, a psychologist. She's really good and not judgmental like you. I think you could really use some help. And you know what? You need to be clear on what you're recruiting for and what you're talking about when you're, recruiting for your position. And you need to literally only keep it to the job description. Pretty sure the rest was illegal. But you need to be clear about what you're talking about. And you need to not accuse people of not being well known, because that's just rude. You need to be clear. And as for experience, you need to be clear about what that could mean. A lot of things, and you need to be clear about what you mean by that. Anyway, so this has been the most awkward experience of my life. And then I basically just said, fuck off. And I left. Tick. Right.
Acknowledging International Space Station Outer Rim Control. Roger that. Loud and clear now. All static has passed. Negative. Onboard shuttle intelligence couldn't nail the source. Huh? What? Say again? Back to the public broadcast? Right now? Roger that. No problem. You want me to say something personal? God. Okay. Give me a moment. When I was a boy, my mother would catch me mud-speckled after adventures on the river with the other kids and go through the motions of punishing me, mostly to calm and outrage Dad. Always I saw the love in her eyes, felt the emptiness of a scolding and the gentleness of a touch as she checked my clothes for damage, my one set of good clothes. What I remember most were her words. You and your gang riding that damn draft. But I do know why. You were born to be more than a river rat, and one day you'll do something truly wonderful, my son. My very bones tell me so. A thing undreamed of. Well, it's been a long road from reckless little imaginary missions on scavenged planks lashed together with rope from a dumpster to this august moment. No longer riding a creaky raft. Instead, the most advanced deep space probe in the history of man's quest for the stars. The joint work of 5 proud, dedicated nations working in lockstep. Their commitment and brilliance sending me now hurtling into the unknown. A sacred mission and the greatest honor. I am, of course, moving toward the estimated point of origin of the first ever confirmed extraterrestrial binary radio signal that every nation in the world as one detected exactly 12 months ago. As we know, it simply gave coordinates, and therefore we assumed an invitation. One moment. International Space Station Outer Rim Control. The static is back and intensifying. Say again. What? Say again. Shuttle intelligence is reading intrusive signal. I am Emperor Sirius Arcturus, protector of Omega Carinae, the cradle of life you call the Pleiades. I greet you as seed of the unending mother and the servant king of sentience renewed. We have tried, buoyed by successes with other lesser life forms to raise you. How we have tried. First, we gifted your most gifted with the inspiration to birth the common knowledge. We watched agog, as clumsily, falteringly you indeed somehow built it, the greatest library of unbound information your world had ever known. Free for all, within grasp of all. and at once you perverted it. Made of it manipulation, a tool for attack, a spawn bed of lies, a haven for the indolent, cheap trader, coward and thief. We gave you unshackled learning, and you gave each other deception, pornography and shame. Desperate to hedge your implosive natures, we next applied that harsher yet effective parental strategy, which narrowly saved those we nurtured in that which you called a Horsehead Nebula and the Alpha Centaurian star cluster. We gifted you a common enemy, a simple, species-specific evolutionary tool to unify your leadership, focus your potential integrity, isolate and amplify your inherent but inactive worthiness. You called it MAGA. How deep was our sorrow, how vast was your failure, how swiftly your strong threw your weakest, your poorest into harm's way. You formed tribes, spread lies, cunningly snatched forever greater power and profit. Thus, this very solar rotation, the High Council of Agrokar, while acknowledging our own failures, must make judgment on the issue of your ongoing survival now that you have gained science that grants you access to the stars. Can we afford the intrusion of such barbaric creatures to the Brotherhood of Worlds? Can a race that took the unifier as a signal for even greater selfishness be tolerated? International Space Station, Outer Rim Control. Sorry. I had a moment there. Not sure what. Yeah, I know shuttle intelligence was reading intrusive signal, but this is strange. There's no record of it. Wait. International Space Station, Outer Rim Control. I have a terrestrial body on scanner. Shuttle intelligence is analyzing. It's coming fast. It's an asteroid. No, larger, a comet. Size computation roughly that of the Earth. Destination 1209. Destination.
I've got a level with you folks. I mean, you're really nice people. I can tell by looking at your eyes. But my son, Peter, I think he's conned you into thinking his name's Pedro, hasn't he? Yeah. He's a liar. He's a goddamn liar. He's been lying since he could talk. He doesn't know how to tell the truth. Now, I don't know what lies he's spun you about me, about his dad, about his life, but don't believe him. I only hope it stopped with the lying that he hasn't started stealing from you, because he's a thief as well. So watch all your belongings. Oh yeah, he's quick. He hides things up his sleeves, in his socks, in his pillowcases, anywhere he can. So watch everything that's valuable. Don't trust him for one moment. My son Peter, Pedro, he's a liar and a thief.
You know, 2 years ago, he stole my mother's wedding ring from me. His own grandmother's wedding ring from me. He stole it. He said he didn't, but I know he did because I saw it on the cameras. It was the saddest day of my life. I love my mum so much. She meant everything to me. And to have that ring was so special. And it wasn't the ring, it wasn't the money. It was the fact that when I held that ring in my hand, or I wore it, I could feel her there beside me. She was standing there. I'd ask her questions, and she'd tell me the answers, and I'd know what way to go. I'd know what way to think, what to do. I can never get that back now. I'll never get that back. I loved her so much. You believed me. Oh my God. Suckers. You thought I was sad, didn't you? Stop right there, guys. I mean it. One step closer and she dies. Do you get that? Stand back. I don't want to kill her. But I will if I have to. I mean, I don't like the smell of blood. So I won't do it unless I have to. Now, empty all your pockets. Now, everything out of your pockets. That's it. Now, you're going to walk out that door and you're not going to say a word. Do you understand that? I've got cameras. One word, and she dies. And then I'll come after you two and I'll kill you both. Do you understand that? Do you? Good. Now, get out. Darling, hey, you're home. Did you have a great trip? Hey, Sophie, how you doing? Did you both have a really good time? Oh, I want to hear all about it, okay? I've got your favourite. I've got a roast on for dinner. So we're going to sit down, have dinner. Then I want to see all the photos. I want to hear all the gossip. Okay? How long are you back for? Okay. Oh, I have missed you so much, baby. Oh my God. I love you so much. You look beautiful. And Sophie, is your mum and dad coming as well? No? Anyway, we'll sit down, have dinner, and then we'll hear all about it. I love you, baby. So, Doctor, I don't know what's going on, actually. I keep having these really scary dreams. It's like a video playing in my head. And I wake up and I can remember everything. Beginning, middle, and the end. It's like a film. It's like a true story. It's scary. I mean, sometimes they're nice. But most of the time they're really frightening, Doctor. Sometimes in my dreams I can be really happy. But most of the time I'm really sad. And then I can get super angry. A lot of the time I want to kill people. I want to kill people, Doctor. And then I feel really guilty. because I'm thinking about killing people and I want to kill myself because I think I'm a really bad person. I want to kill myself. Is there anything you can do for me? Why is this happening? Is there a medicine I can take or something? Is there something, doctor? Or do I just go crazy? Do I need to be locked up or something, doctor? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. It's just I think I'm going crazy. Can you help me? Oh, please.
So do I talk to you, or is there like a microphone or something? Or... Okay. Squad Leader Alex Driscoll, 212th Division. Yes, that's correct. I filed the mission report in question. Yes, 12 dead, 4 injured, and 1 of those critical. No, my report made no mention of enemy engagement of any kind. It wasn't friendly fire or some freak accident. No. Look, with respect, did you read the report that I submitted? Because I specified exactly what happened in there. From the beginning. Okay. Introduction. I'm sorry, what record? Do you have clearance to... Yes, sir. This is mission report, July 16th, 1993. Squad leader Alex Driscoll reporting. My squad and I were performing a routine patrol in the northeast quarter up by the foothills when we came across tracks in the dirt. 6 insurgents traveling light in a due north direction. We called it into HQ and then proceeded on foot, hoping we'd find maybe an encampment or something, I don't know. After about 2 clicks, we came to the edge of a forest. So we ran an infrared scan, and when that came back clear, we proceeded in. We got about 1.3 clicks into the forest when Nav started getting antsy. He kept going on about how none of it made any sense, you know. Well, according to the satellite data we have, we should have been well out the other side of the forest by then. Well, we discussed it, but the trail was getting warmer, so we thought we'd press on. You know, we just chalked it up to dodgy readings, or maybe we lost our bearings at some point. After about 300 meters, we came to the edge of a clearing. We ran another scan. When that came back empty, we carried on. But there's something about this clearing. It just wasn't normal. It was perfectly flat and completely empty except for this grass that was up to your knees and so thick you could barely walk. And the flowers, I mean, I don't care for flowers or anything like that, but you know, I'd see lots of them out on patrol. These were like nothing I'd ever seen before. They were yellow or orange, somewhere in between the two, and so vivid. Like, it hurt to look at, but you couldn't look away. And when the wind blew through the grass, it was like someone singing far away. It was hypnotic. We we got about a third of the way into the clearing when Nav started getting nervous again. He told us that the clearing was this perfect circle, like something that can't or shouldn't just happen, right, in nature. That's when we saw it. Are you sure you need this part? Okay. We suddenly got a heat signature not 3 meters ahead of us. Fucking grass was so thick we didn't even see it until we were basically on top of it. What we found were the remains of the insurgents. What was left of them. It was hard to tell what we were looking at had ever even been human. That's when the wind picked up. And the music got louder, and the flowers started to get more vivid, like they were pulsing. I started getting this sharp pain in the back of my eyeballs, and then it spread throughout my entire brain, and I don't know, I blacked out. I lost control of my arms and legs. All I remember is flashes, running, screaming, shots fired, blood. By the time I came to, we were out of the forest, back at the road. Only 4 of us made it out. Myself, the Kane twins, and Rickson. Turns out the Kane twins had the same thing I did. They couldn't remember a thing, but Rickson somehow managed to stay lucid the entire time. He must have been the one to pull us out. I tried to talk to him about it, but it was like he wasn't there. Like his body had left the forest, but the rest of him didn't. When he tried to talk to us, his nose started bleeding. And then his ears. And then his eyes. We rushed him back to medbay as quick as we could, but doctor says he'll be lucky to ever wake up again. That's correct. I requested to terminate all patrols in the sector. Yes, I filed it 16 individual times. I wouldn't have had to if it wasn't rejected 15 times. What the fuck do you mean, why? Because it's bullshit, that's why. We don't know what we're dealing with out there. We don't know how many more of these clearings, these flowers. I just hope they're waiting for us. How do we know we're not just feeding patrols to the meat grinder out there? I'm not just going to stand by and let it happen. But that's it? We're done here? Or you just get your men in black goons to throw a bag over my head, throw me into a cell like this, interrogate me over a report you could have fucking well read yourself? And for what? You're not even going to consider my request. What's the point of any of this? Who are you people?
It's my duty to tell you this. You've spoken, and I've listened, and tomorrow you speak again in public. But now, it's my turn. Nothing that you said about me and my husband after you led me back to the road of righteousness, or whatever you call it, is based on what you actually saw. None of it. Because after that night, when I came to you in utter despair, the moment I came back to my husband, you never came near us again. And you never came to visit us until after his death. And then it was also because of the business of the orphanage. You have no idea. You have no idea. The truth, I promised myself that one day I will tell you the truth. My husband never reformed. He was the same when he died as he was when we married. Full of energy and mischief. Even if he couldn't do anything, he was as debauched at the end as he was at the beginning. But he calmed down after Oswald was born, but I had to work even harder. Now I had a child, so no one would find out that the boy's father was a drunk and a lecher. But you know how charming he was. No one would ever believe anything bad about him. So I had to put up with what he got up to in town. The drinking, the flirting, the whoring. But well, because it wasn't in public, or at least it wasn't in my face. But the one thing that really sickened me happened here, in this house, in that room. I came in here for something, and that door was slightly ajar. And I heard voices, my husband's and the maid's. I can still hear them. First, there was a murmur from him. Then there was a laugh. The scrap of a chair. A sort of giggle. Then she whispered, "Don't, sir. You can't." He slept with the girl. And it wasn't once or twice. It was often. Beneath my roof, in her room, with her consent. And there were consequences. This house was a university of suffering for me.
All my life, I've wanted to be an actress. And tonight, thanks to World Monologue Games, I finally got my chance. Mum always wanted to be an actress. Of course, back then, actress was a polite way of saying hooker. When she told her mother she wanted to be an actress, my grandmother just laughed at her My grandmother said she wasn't pretty enough to be an actress. Can you imagine that? Not pretty enough. You're her mother. So she had to become a typist instead. She worked at the accounts department at DJ's. But on Saturday mornings, she'd bring me here for children's acting classes. Did you know that this theatre used to be an acting school? Yes, it did. Every Saturday we'd come with all the other mums and their daughters, and occasionally a boy or two as well. And all the mums would sit where you're sitting, and Mr. Prendergast would teach us how to walk and speak the Queen's English. We would read Shakespeare and poetry, and once a year we'd do a play. A play! The play was always a big deal, and there were always more girls than boys, and everyone wanted the lead roles. So the tall girls got to play kings and dukes and knights and what have you. You didn't want to be tall. Well, you wanted to be tall, but not too tall. One year we did Macbeth, and I'd had this massive growth spurt, and Mr. Prendergast cast me as a tree. A tree. I had this terrible green costume with this fake bark and these stupid little leaves. But Mum, she was really nice about it, actually. After she finished sewing my costume, she told me that I wasn't just any old tree. I was a willow. And I really had to explore the nuances of my character's development, because in Act 2, I became a fir. And for the finale, I was the mighty cactus. Take that, Mr. Prendergast, and that, and that, and that. I never did get to play Lady Macbeth or any of the other lead roles, not for years and years and years. Even though Mum brought me here every Saturday, even though she paid the tuition fees in advance every term, and that's a lot on a typist's wage, you know. Well, I know because she told me so every Saturday. I'm a wee pet pony, I am. Nothing to do but work and bump my bloody head on the ceiling. Then one day, I did get a lead role. Yes, it was a great moment. We'd done the auditions for A Midsummer Night's Dream the week before. I think it was Wednesday night. Then on the Saturday, we all trooped in and took our places at the front of the theatre. And all the mums sat down the back, wearing their best dresses, sizing each other up like they always do. And Mr. Prendergast walks in with the most gigantic stick in the world up his arse. Girls, he said in the most pompous voice, girls, after careful deliberation, I've chosen the cast for A Midsummer Night's Dream. And I'm sitting there with that expression on your face. You know, the one where you make your face sort of flat and neutral because you know someone's about to land a plane on it. I've never had a lead role, so I reckon the best I can hope for is a fairy. And then he says it. Those magic words. Tabitha will play Titania, Queen of the Fairies. Me! Titania, Queen of the fucking Fairies! Titania! The role that every Samantha, Caroline, and Susie wanted to play. And he gave it to me, the typist daughter, the only kid in the class without a father at home, who'd been coming for years and years and years. And the only thing he ever said once why I never got a shot at the lead when I asked him was, "You lack breeding." And now I was Titty fucking Anna. Amazing! Titania! Titania! And Mum sewed me the most amazing costume. It was emerald green chiffon and it floated as if it was made of smoke. Mum came to every rehearsal and she sat down the front of the theatre looking ever so young and pretty. And then I found out why I got the role. Susie told me. She didn't even wait until after the play was over. It was opening night, and we're standing backstage waiting to go on. And I'm in my emerald green chiffon, proud as punch. And Susie's standing behind me in her purple velvet and real silver brocade. She still got a good role, Susie did, but she wanted to play Titania. Everybody did. Well, I'm standing there waiting to go on, and I've calmed my breath, as Mr. Prendergast has taught us. I pinned my wings back, chin up, eyes wide open. And then I feel Susie's hot breath on the back of my neck, and it smells a little of aniseed. I've never liked aniseed, still can't stand the smell of it. There's something about it that reminds me of fresh catchit on blue snowflakes. This little cold voice on the back of my neck. Everyone knows you only got the role because your mother's fucking Mr. Prendergast. I still went on, though, and played Titania like I was the only actress who had ever done her right. Even Susie's mother clapped at the end. Well, that was the last time I ever did any acting. But I still come here every Saturday, though.
I hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to help select who goes through to the global finals, you can do so by voting. We're about to publish a link to the voting form in the description of this video below, and voting lines are open for 48 hours from the end of the broadcast. You must select exactly 2 performances, not just one, and please note that you're not allowed to vote more than once per show. Thanks for tuning in. Head to worldmonologuegames.com/watch if you'd like to check out more of our events. See you next time.